Hello guys, your three favourite noobs back again. Just going to talk to you about the 7.2 update that's coming out soon, that me and Chief are keen to get on with. Moggie hasn't paid much attention to. Isn't that right, Moggie?
Yeah, sorry, I've not paid much attention to this update at all, so...
no, he's too busy. Gone away making his own videos and playing with French tanks,
So this video is about Wild explaining to me and to you and to Chief what the update was included in the 7.2 update. We've got the development page up from World of Tanks, and Wild, over to you.
Well, the very first thing that's coming out is there's going to be a brand new line of tank destroyers. Now these, in all the press thing they're going to be doing, you can see the two sides of the argument here. Chief's very pro destroyer, and Moggie gets shot by tank destroyers a lot. So there's a new tier, whole new line of them coming out. Basically, they're going to be, in all the press they've done things about 360 degrees of destruction. So it's all about how these tank destroyers have all got movable turrets and they can all pan around, etc. I don't know where that leaves the Saga and the Wolverine, which obviously both have movable turrets. Whether they're going to move those to this side and two of these tanks maybe don't have movable turrets, are going to move to the other side, I don't know. But it looks like from the video that maybe they've all got movable turrets. But, you know, Chief's going to find all that stuff out when he goes and plays through them. So.
That's why I went and got the Wolverine just specifically for this, because I'm a big fan of tank destroyers, and a tank destroyer with a rotating turret kind of does it for me.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to come with their own little camping kits as well, and you can pitch a little tent and just camp there in the background behind a bush. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, we didn't really camp very long before you come charging or like a madman when you're really French.
Right, so we've got some new tank destroyers for me to kill, and what else is in this update?
There's going to be two Nevis tanks to replace the massively faily Tier 9 and Tier 10 Nevis from the Americans. Now, anyone know these tanks will know that the guns on them are fantastic, but the
when they penetrate.
That's true, when they actually go into things. But the hulls on them are the same as the T29 hull, so basically you're driving a Tier 7 tank around with a big gun on it, which doesn't quite do it when you're up against IS-7s and objects and Jag Tigers and everything else that's going to be in those battles. So what they're replacing that with, they're bringing the T30 out and putting it as a Tier 9 tank destroyer, which is probably where it should be. Also obviously with a movable turret, and that's going to be replaced by the T110E5, which looks from the video a tiny bit smaller, a bit more compact, but maybe a little bit more armoured.
Is this going to be a problem for me in the E100? Because every time I see a T30 when I'm in game, I just think, brilliant! There's a free kill in front of me.
Providing he's not looking at you, you mean?
Yeah, well, providing he's not looking at me.
He does, you know, fire and gun. Yeah, he'll be doing that.
So, have you got any idea, what's the front armour like on this new one?
No idea on stats yet, to be honest. I've had a look around, can't find anything on the forums about stats, but it looks like those things they would have brought it out to combat the fact that they've been complained about so long, the T30 and the T34, about their armour. That you'd have thought these would be coming out to replace them. So the T30 is going to become a Tier 9 tank destroyer, and the new Tier 10's coming in, and the Tier 9, the T34, is going to move to a premium tank, and we're expecting it to get dropped to a Tier 8. But apparently it's keeping the 120mm gun, so it looks like it's going to be set to the low and be like a high premium tank on the 8, nice. Which will be a really good new maker. And that's going to get replaced with the M103.
And that's anybody who's just got a T34 right now. They're going to get
and a T30,
and a T30. So if you've got either of those tanks,
what
you're going to get.
What happens if they didn't have an upgraded gun module? Did they get an upgraded gun module anyway?
I'm assuming so.
Because you get the tank and you can't upgrade the premiums once you've got them, so they have to give you the stuff that comes with the premium tank. I mean, you sound begrudgingly giving people tank modules there.
In the last couple of updates, they have upgraded the guns, so if you've had a gun or a turret, then it is passed across as well.
No, I'm just asking because when I was looking at the revisions for the USR set, yeah, that country, the one next to the USSR, when I was looking at the revised tree for that, when the IS gets changed, you have to have the modules unlocked before you get the actual thing. So I was wondering if it was the same with the T34, whether
Yeah,
you
I think
have to have the modules.
I think it would be if it wasn't moving to a premium, because there's no way. Well, I guess maybe. Well, I guess you could just hold it back until you unlock that, and then you give your premium tank. I don't know, but I can't imagine so. They haven't said anything in any of the things about it, so.
Or you might not get your premium tank unless you've got an updated module.
Well, then what would you do? Did you take the tank?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going to
well,
give you a free tank. That's what's going to happen.
Well, that's
Don't
what they're
worry
doing with
about
the
it.
KV.
Don't worry about it at all. We've got 2 new maps for me to rush across and pawn on. I'm really looking forward to that.
You missed out a word, being pawned on.
Being pawned on. Okay, there's 2 brand new maps for me to rush straight across the middle in the fastest tank possible and to die really, really quickly in it. But normally, for the first week when there's a new map come out, I can completely own because I'm the first one across the map. I find all the good little hiding spots.
No one expects the
Yeah,
noob.
no one expects it. No one expects the noob to just drive straight across the map in true MoggieX style.
You should see if you can get a battle cry.
See if we can get a what going sorry there, Wild?
A battle cry is what you need. You know, kind of like a Braveheart thing. Maybe you get half your tank painted blue or something, and you go over there, just go and swing your claymore around your head.
Screaming, new in the hole!
Anyway, there's 2 new maps, Province and Live Oaks. They can take our tracks, but they'll never take our freedom.
Yeah, that's it. And we got what we'll do, we'll embed the 7.2 update trailer into this video, and you'll see it in a couple of minutes. Okay, but
cool.
I'm really excited because there's going to be in-game novice training. Now I might,
but only to new accounts created. You're not allowed to use it.
Is it?
I couldn't agree more that you do need it. It's only going to be for accounts that are created after the game, after this update comes out.
Right. Okay.
So we can't go in and just play with it.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I remember the first time I opened up tanks, I was completely confused what's going on.
It's just
and if
not
it wasn't and if it wasn't for Wild Chiefs and the rest of the players' help, then I probably wouldn't have carried on playing, to be frankly honest, because I just didn't understand it at all. So, nice one, guys.
Well, next one is the crew skills, which we're going to do a section on in a minute, so we'll rub that out for a minute. Then there's lots of little things. The remaining rounds indicator for the guns, for the cartridge guns for the French, so you can see. I don't really have a problem knowing how many, because I can get to 6. So I've never really had that much of an issue with that.
Well, we've got custom overlays.
There is a cartridge indicator on.
Yeah, we've got the custom overlays which show us how many rounds we've got in there. We take that for granted, that in the normal view. That's not there,
even in the armor piercing box in the HE box. Do you know how?
Oh no, it's down there. But we've got custom overlays on our site.
Is that what it's from?
See it as the main, that's where we know it from. So normal players wouldn't have had that who haven't been and modded their files. So that's a really cool addition for it.
Right, rework team lists and tab key tables. So actually don't know what they're talking about. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit more information on the tab button to see what's available. I don't know whether they can't put health on there, so I don't know what they're going to put. I've seen some mods out there with the armor values of the tanks on that, which is a bit OP for me. But
yeah, that'd be a bit over the top. I only kind of want to know their health because I kind of know where I'm supposed to be hitting them anyway. So
yeah, I don't really know what they're going to put on that to give you more information. But yeah, moving on. Additional camo each nation for all you TF2 hat collectors.
Sharp you.
Corrected German camouflage patterns. We're going to finally get the UKMD
clan emblem on our tanks as well.
Logo on the side of our tanks. So look, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to get the UKMD.
Surely we didn't have to pay for that though.
I've already done it. There is a charge for the clans to upload it, but it's 500 gold for the whole clan. So.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I'm assuming that they're not going to actually charge you. I'm assuming they're not going to charge you to put it on, because they've already charged me gold to upload it as for the clan. So.
Yeah, that would suck a bit. So yeah, as a clan, that's the right kind of payment structure. So I doubt each member
you'd have thought.
To pay to yeah.
Or everybody at UKMD, we owe you 7 pence.
Pay up, please. How many members have we got? How many people in UKMD?
900.
If we can just get a quid off everybody, I'll make do.
Alright.
Now this is another one that's coming up. The next one is the one-click fix for the repair modules. Now I
I'm
am
really
happy
looking forward
about
to this. Yeah,
But-
yeah.
there is a big but, that how many times does something break without a track breaking? There's always a track broken on my tanks. Always. So you don't want to one-click fix a track. Well, unless you're sitting out there in the open and you just need to get behind something, which happens. But I think it's going to come in useful, but I don't think it's going to be as useful as everybody thinks it's going to be.
Yeah,
I think most of the time there's things broken.
It'll be handy, like the E100 gun gets taken out this time, the Lorraine, the Panzer IV, they always seem to get my gun taken out. So
when you're in little
dogfights,
dogfights,
repair it. Yeah, exactly. And like the T50-2 or the Leopard or the VK2801, you're piloting across the map and you get tracked. You just want to bash the keyboard. You don't want to go the key, whack. So I'm really looking forward to that.
You want to just bash the keyboard.
Bash the key.
I just want to bash the keyboard. Just bash the keyboard.
Sorry,
and get
the
going
palm
on.
you have used is too newbie.
This is how Moggy plays tanks. He bashes the W button when he gets tracked. He bashes the 3 button, the 4 button.
And when he sees a red dot, he bashes the left mouse button.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor noobs.
He is the definition of button basher.
And then there's user-friendly reticle settings, which, be anything, so God knows. But yeah, so next we're going to be moving on to having a look at how the video looks in part 2.
So we've actually got permission from wargaming.net to use their trailer for the 7.2 update, and we're going to play it back to you now, and we'll give you a running commentary.
Here we go, 7.2. So like Moggy said, we've got good permission to use this now. So the maps I've noticed in this update, Moggs, one of them definitely, it's hard to tell which one's which obviously, but one of them really looked like it's kind of like a Kampanovka but with raised sides, and the other one looks very much like kind of like the super map that you've got. I think it's hard to picture which one's which.
Yeah,
but it looks like they're pretty open.
Yeah, I like the idea of it being pretty open, but something to hide somewhere.
Yeah, they're doing these looks a lot like Abbey as well, like with certain areas where everything gets up a little bit up close and personal, and then quite snipey at other times. I'm not sure how these tank destroyers are going to work.
I want this. This looks like it's going to be fast and furious.
This Hellcat is ridiculous. There's a clip in a minute where he comes down a hill and he looks like he's going about 400 miles an hour. That's probably an exaggeration. I'm guessing it can only take one hit, but it's so fast. I'm really looking forward to that T30 change. Then we've got the T34, anything on a improvement until T34 now.
Oh, those new camos look fantastic as well.
Where's this little bit where the Hellcat comes down the hill? There! You look at that, around the outside of it.
Oh, I want one! I so want one.
It's all very spinny, it's making me feel a bit seasick.
360-degree destruction. It sounds like fun to me.
You'll have to get a tank destroyer.
No!
Right, so part 3, we're looking at these player skills that we glossed over earlier on. I've done some research online, because like I said, Moggy has taken almost zero interest in the update that's coming out, mostly because he doesn't have any tank destroyers and he doesn't have any American tanks. So I can see why he wouldn't bother really. You should see some images going to flash up for you over the next few minutes. They're going to be in Russian, so we hope that you all speak Russian.
Because we don't.
Basically what these are is always Tanks has released some pictures for the Russian players but not for us, so this is way back as well. This goes back a couple of months, these pictures. So you'll see in the first picture, you chuck up the first picture.
Okay, yeah, it's actually come up on my screen right now, so apologies you can't see it there, Wild. But just to explain is that each crew member, once they've been and got to 100%, just for you fellow noobs out there, is that when your crew gets to 100%, you get this little plus symbol next to your crew member, and then prior to this update, you're able to choose either to improve their repairs, firefighting, or camo skills. And in this update, there's going to be 5 additional skills, and well,
20 additional skills.
20 additional skills. And do the skills change across the different countries? Between the different trees?
There's going to be there's going to be common skills retained, so the common skills that are still there are going to be kept. But it doesn't look like there's going to be nation specific, but there's going to be job specific. So your loaders will have specific skills, and your gunners will have specific skills, and your commander will have specific skills. I can't see anything yet to anything for radio operators and drivers, so I'm not sure whether everyone can do every skill and maybe it's more advantageous for certain people to do it other than others, or whether there's going to be new things released in future updates, maybe for the radio operator and the driver, or whether they can only do the common skills that are available. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But in this first picture, if we look at that, I'll translate the Russian because
he's so fluent.
Because I'm so fluent in Russian and I've got a translation.
So what's the first one?
So the first one is Master Gunner. See the first one with the cannon between the wrench and the hammer? That is Master Gunner. So that's if the gun is damaged, each 10% skill reduces the size of the aiming circle by 2%. The next one is Sniper. So plus 1% to the likelihood of causing damage to an enemy tank or modules or crew.
Nice.
Well, it depends on whether they're still giving damage as well, because there's certain times when you shoot at somebody and you're like, I need this guy to die now, and then you crit him and you think, oh, do me a favour.
Yeah, I can't agree on that one. So,
I don't want crits
what are the
right
other
now.
ones we've got here?
The third one down is Careful Aiming, which could be bear in mind this all could be lost in translation, but
I'm assuming it's sharper to go with other to keep in flow with the Master Gunner and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
I'm assuming it's going to be sharpshooter. You know, like the medals you get at the end of each battle. Or
yeah,
the
just looking at that looks like it's the transverse speed of the turret. So it could be.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. This is each 10% of this skill reduces the size of the aiming circle when turning the turret. So it's while you're turning, being able to pop a shot at somebody.
That'd be really handy. Something like a really fast tank, like the T50, the Leopard, the T50-2,
that
the
and the vertical stabilizer would be quite a formidable force.
Nice combination. Yeah,
especially for T54s flying around, and that are going to do all sorts of damage. They won't even have to stop.
That'd be good. And then what's the fourth one on there?
The weird Godzilla eye looks carries a grudge is apparently what it's got here. Any enemy tank spotted with a cone greater or less than 8 degrees from the axis of the gun remains visible for 2 seconds longer than normal. Skill only activates when it is 100%. There will be no stacking bonuses for 2 gunners having this skill.
That sounds like maths. What was that?
So in short, that feature that extra skill would be brilliant for scout tanks. So you plough it into their base in true MoggieX style. You've scouted their entire team, and the team, if they're looking at you, they'll stay on the map for longer, for up to 2 seconds longer.
I think it's only 8 degrees either side of the gun. So it's quite. So if you're going to have to turn your gun basically to have seen all these things as you drive past. Basically, you need to be flapping your gun left and right. So if your gun has looked at these things, they'll stay visible for 2 seconds longer.
Oh wow! And of course, if you've got the coated optics upgrade as well, that could, for it's like a scout tank, that could be really good. Lethal one again. When you die, as you're dying as a small tank, as I frequently do, if I left my cannon looking at the biggest tank which I could see, which would be the highest priority for the rest of the team to take out.
Give him a couple of seconds extra.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And what's the fifth and final one for this screenshot?
This is the Forest Hunter. Plus 1 meter to the maximum distance that you can see, I believe. They seem to be saying that. Well, no, this doesn't. It seems like the other way round. Actually, it seems like plus 1 meter to the maximum distance with which you can be seen. Perhaps there's lots of text that's been cut out of this one, so it's a bit more.
Alright, so looking at the goggles in there and the trees underneath it, it's probably to help your camo when you're in trees, because trees don't really give you any camo, it's the bushes which hide you behind. So that'll be an interesting one. So moving on to the next screenshot.
The next screenshot is Loader. Sorry, the first one was Gunner, which was obvious, but the second one is Loader. So the first one, everyone will know that logo by now, that's camouflage, that's the same as it always has been. So the second one with the fist is Battle Brotherhood, plus 3% skill level of all crew members. This is the only shared skill at this point. So I think that's basically going to be an additional one to the consumable that you've got that does that, isn't it? Is it consumable or
if you add a crew at 100%, you get 10% more for having the commander being fit. You could add 5% on top of that for having like the improved ventilation on most tanks.
Yeah.
And now they're adding an extra 3% on top. And of course, if you've got the consumable as well, that you like the chocolate bars, which you pay the extra gold
the
for.
coffee and stuff.
So what's that? 10, 13, 18.
And also depends if those percentages are cumulative or not, or whether they're just stacked against 100%. You know, whether that once you've got that 110%, whether the next 5% is a 5% of 100% or a 5% of 110%. So I don't know how the maths work, but it could be in theory.
I think they're stacked. They're stacked. Every time I've read in the forums about this, is that they are stacked on top of each other. So that could be a huge benefit. And and when you've got a crew which are 100%, and you got a crew which are at 50%. The difference is really, really stark. And again, just try it for yourself. If you've got a crew which are up to 100%, send them back to the barracks. Don't dismiss them, I hasten to add. I've done that before.
You're too good at your job. Get out.
No more tanking for you, my friend.
Yeah. So don't dismiss your crew. What you want to do is just send them to barracks, and then just buy a new crew member which are free 50%, and then play a game with them. And the difference between a crew member at 50% and a crew member at 100% is stark. The tank drives faster, you aim faster, they load faster, and from my experience with the Panzer IV, when I've done this with that tank, was that you also hit stuff more accurate. Your accuracy improves as well. So yeah, 3% doesn't sound a lot, but if you're stacking it on top of the other, like the consumables, the vented, you've got your commander in there, and you've got the ventilation there for 5%.
Yeah, probably better as
really could make a big difference.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be used as a part of a greater buff that you're trying to give them, rather than just that 3%. But
now these last three ones really quite interest me, because I'm guessing that these are all related to loading cannons, loading your ammo in there faster.
Kind of, yeah. The third one that you can see there is contactless ammo rack, so it's plus 12.5% to ammo rack HP. So that's one definitely for you. After the T4 video.
Yeah, I might need that one.
So yeah, so there's some extra health there for the ammo rack. The fourth one, which is the picture of something being loaded with fire on it, is Desperado. Now this one I do like. This is plus 10% to reload speeds when tank is under 10% HP. So when you've been smacked around a bit. Now there's somebody on the forums that was saying, well, this is stupid, because all it will be is people will start ramming the artilleries. They can shoot faster, and that's great, but that means that any splash damage that lands anywhere near them is going to kill them. So it's nice. It's going to make it a little bit more of a gamble. So yeah, you can take the rams from your own platoon members or a couple of shots from your own platoon members to get you down to that level. But
Wild, that sounds brilliant. That's my excuse for shooting you now. I'm trying to get you down to 10%.
Great, thanks.
I'm doing you a favour. I swear to God, you'll fire like a machine gun.
Because you two need another excuse.
And what's the last one? That looks like a HE round or something.
That's intuition. So when changing shell types, there's a 10% probability that the gun will already be loaded with the right round. So I guess it's like an instant switch between the two, 10%
pretty cool.
of the time.
I like that. I like them odds.
10%.
Cool.
I like those odds.
Okay, and there's another 5 here on the next screenshot.
Yeah, these are for the commander.
Right, these are the commander. What are these? Because they're all in Russian.
Oh well, I speak Russian. So if you notice so the first one is teacher. So for each 10% of this skill, all crew members other than the commander earn 1 extra XP in combat. 1% extra. Sorry. XP in combat. So it just means other people will be buffed up quicker. Pretty self-explanatory. The next one, as you can tell from the Russian there, is Eagle Eye. So for each 10% increases vision distance by 0.2% if the optics are undamaged, or 2% if the optics are damaged.
Okay, that's gonna be handy. And again, I'm thinking the combinations here with the
kit.
You've got the coated optics, and the kit for the binoculars as well, and then maybe one of the other tasks in one of the extra bonuses within the team. That could be pretty cool.
Third one, in my opinion, is the most overpowered skill out of everything, and it's Sixth Sense. So the commander can tell if the enemy has spotted his tank. So you can sit there as your tank destroyer in a bush, knowing that you're definitely not being spotted, and then as you get spotted, you retreat back behind a hill.
Does that go as far as artillery as well then?
I don't know.
Or like,
I guess they've got a commander, so I guess they must do. Yeah. You know, if any crew they've got a commander on it, I would think.
That is a bit silly. That. Yeah, I'm not particularly impressed about that one. Again,
I'm going to have it, but I'm not impressed about it.
I'm going to have the advantage, but I'm not going to like that one.
And what's the next one? What's the fourth one on this image?
The fourth one with the see-through tank thing. That's expert. The commander can spot critical damage to tanks within 15 degrees of the axis of the gun. So similar to the spotting thing before, where it's 8 degrees either side of the gun. This is 15 degrees, so a 30-degree angle of where you're looking. He'll be able to see what critical damage has been done to the tanks. So I guess it'll highlight it on the screen. If they've lost their gun, which I think is quite useful, because you know, if you're in a fight with someone, you can take
it'll be like
brilliant for mediums.
So it'll like say they've got a damaged gun. I'm assuming their gun will be kind of glowing orange.
Yeah,
and if it's damaged, it'll glow red or something like that. I'm assuming.
See, this brings into a tactic that I use on my T54 a lot, where if I've got a which we're going to do a guide at some point, where I load HE with my T54. If a tank destroyer is trying to shoot me, and I'll pop out and I'll see if I can hit an HE on the end of his gun. So if I have taken his gun, or if it says critical hit, I make a run for it and I try and get behind him or to the side of him. But now you'll be able to make sure that you've definitely taken out the tank destroyer's gun before you leg it around the back of him.
Oh wow, I want that one. I'm really looking forward to that. That would be cool. I don't like the third one because I don't like camping TDs, but that one, yeah, if you've known it, like I hate the Ferdinand, and if I've known that I've taken his gun out, then I'll just continue to drive straight at him and ram him, knowing that I'm not going to get shot. So that's pretty cool.
Right, what's that crazy freaky Russian dice?
That is Jack of all trades, so the commander replaces knocked out crew members with 50% effectiveness. So you lose without having to move, without having to heal somebody up. If you lose somebody in your tank, your commander will step into the place.
That's pretty handy.
Okay.
Yeah. We should give a little bit of credit to the person who actually translated these, which is Cruiser Stern. We'll put his name in the thing to say thank you to him.
Thank you for doing that. Again, for me personally, I didn't know what some of these updates were going to be, and it's not self-explanatory from their icons for there. So yeah, thank you very much, buddy. Very, very helpful.
Rocking the bilingualness.
I think it's his girlfriend.
Okay, so do we know when 7.2 is going to be released?
February.
February.
But the thing is, they haven't even announced yet the test server that they do. You know, like a beta server where they load it up and let people play on it. They haven't announced that yet either. So I expect we're looking right at the end of February.
Very end of February.
Yeah, because it's gonna. Last time they did that, it took about 5, maybe 6 days for it to all kind of kick together for the play testing. I think they did 3 rounds of play testing for the 7.1 update. So yeah, we're almost at the end of February now anyway. So we're halfway through. So even if they started it today, that we wouldn't be getting it by say the 25th, maybe the 28th of February. So I'm actually really looking forward to this update. I like the idea of being able to mix and match these skills.
Bear in mind, anyone who has got any skill, you're gonna lose all your skill points that you've earned up until now. They're gonna get if you've had 100% in repairs and 50% in camouflage, you're going to get everything moved back to 0, but you will have all the points that you have earned to reallocate into whatever you want. So if you want to put them back into the tanks you have, put them back into whatever you can do that, but don't go out there and then complain that you seem to be getting popped in the bushes, which is a horrible place to get popped.
But innuendo there.
Indeed. So I'd like to thank you that we've been here chatting for 10 maybe 15 minutes about the 7.2 update, and of course the moment it's released, then I'll be giving you my verdict from all the noob skills, like being able to plough it across the map faster, and what those 2 maps are like, and maybe some game tactics for how to get across the map as fast as possible and shoot stuff.
Bear in mind, we're also going to be testing all those new tanks, because I'll have the 2 new heavies, and Chief will be running through the tank destroyers. So we'll be doing a video or a few videos about the 7.2 update once it comes out.
Sorry, was that me yawning then? How rude of me. That's alright.
sorry, we're holding you back for making your own video again.
Yeah,
sorry.
This is what happens that's what happens when you get other people to come in the videos, isn't it?
So, well, thank you for watching from myself, MoggieX, and
me, BigChief,
and me, Wildstab.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Cheerio.
Toodles.